All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world famous Jonesy and Brown show. By my side, as he is every week or so, whenever we do a podcast, is my man Mike Jones. Mike, what's good?
Oh man, I'm wonderful out here. Phillies won the division.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles are 2-0.
Won the
Life
division.
is good.
Won the division and won the hangover game, which always gets them, which always gets them caught up. Now, look, this is kind of like LA week. Phillies played the Dodgers this week.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, the Eagles host the LA Rams. So, as you know, if you are a follower of the Jonesy and Brown show, when something happens with us and the city of Los Angeles, there's one person that we call from Spectrum One News in Southern California. Ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, former host of the Best in the World Sports Report and the world famous Brothers Talking Pucks podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our good friend Timothy Mario Parker. Yes, I've used his whole government name.
My government, yes.
Use his whole government name. I used the name his mama gave him. Yes. What is happening, sir?
What's up, man? So it's funny, you like kind of encapsulated my life all in the intro. So we just found out, like literally 5 minutes ago, that Anze Kopitar, the LA Kings captain, is retiring at the end of the season. So that's nothing to do with anything we want to talk about, but Brothers Talking Pucks, that's of note. And then I was at the first two games of the Phillies Dodgers series this week. The first night I was there as a media member, so I was in the clubhouse for the celebration. So as a Philadelphia sports fan, that was very cool, even though I could not take part in the celebration because I'm a journalist. But on night two, I went as a fan. I had my Phillies gear on, all that good stuff. Nice. But it was crazy because Ohtani was throwing a no-hitter. So at that point, I'm like, all right, well, the Phillies take the L. We won the division. Let me see a no-hitter. And then Dave Roberts takes him out. And then the Phillies persist to score 50 runs. I'm like, all right, this is great. Like, whatever.
Man, first of all, I feel like the Phillies kind of have this history now. When with this team, when they have success, whether it's clinching a playoff spot or clinching the division, they'll go out and they'll celebrate hard. They'll party hard in the locker room. And it just look crazy.
My suit jacket still has beer on it.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you might. That jacket's for the streets, man. You can't wear that jacket again. But it's like they party hard and then they go out and get cooked the very next night. It's like clockwork. So I did.
Dave Roberts gave him a mulligan.
I didn't even watch game 2 because I saw how they partied at game 1, and then when I saw that they were getting no hit, Ohtani's on. They ain't getting no hits. Yeah, this game is an L. They might as well just chalk it up for tomorrow. Come back to tomorrow.
Being on the East Coast, I seen 4-0 Dodgers early. Ohtani's throwing a no hitter. I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
I'm not staying up till 12:31 in the morning
to watch the Phillies get no hit.
So to wake up and find out he was pulled from the game, and we immediately proceeded to score 5-6 runs in the next inning.
Man,
I was dumbstruck. Like, what's going on? Like, was he at his pitch limit or just?
Yeah, so it wasn't really a pitch limit. It's stupid because I think he's pitched more pitches than that, but they agreed that he wasn't going to go past 5. So after the 5th inning, it was decided upon between the GM, Dave Roberts, and even Ohtani that was it. Like, I think if it was the playoff game, it would be different, but I don't even know if he's going to start in the playoffs. I think they might just there's talks that he might close. There's talks that he might come out of the bullpen, but if you take him out of the bullpen, there's a chance you lose his bat. So I think he'll either be a starter or a closer. But in this particular game, I think they said 5 innings, that's it. But the fans were booing because they knew was only at 68 pitches. I think he had as high as was like 80 something this year. So we all thought, oh, well, he's coming back out for the 6th. Nope. It was like I was in Philly the way the Bulls were coming down on Dave Roberts, bro.
Now, here in Philly, and you know, because I know, because you follow the team, fans have kind of a love-hate relationship with Rob Thompson.
Really? I didn't know that. Well, I guess it's kind of the same. I guess it's kind of the same thing with Dave Roberts too. I mean,
that was my question. Like, how do LA fans feel about him?
I think winning 2 championships, winning 2 championships really helps, obviously, right? But you got to think about all the times that he did win with the rosters he's had. So I don't think you can argue with 2 championships, but I kind of think Philly if Dave Roberts was in Philly or Clayton Kershaw was in Philly. First of all, I don't think Clayton Kershaw ever gets a chance to get 2 rings because I think he would have been gone out of Philly after that 2019 implosion because he's imploded in the playoffs. At some point, it becomes too ferocious in Philly if you keep imploding in the playoffs. I think, but LA is a little different. And as much heat as Dave Roberts has taken, I mean, you can't argue he's won 2 championships, although he should have more. And I think the cheating scandal with the Astros and the Red Sox kind of just give him a mulligan too. Same thing with Kershaw. So it's a love-hate relationship with Roberts, man. Like, because Roberts is a good dude in general, but I don't know. Like, you take Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani out when he's doing a no-hitter, that don't fly in Philadelphia. They wouldn't fly in Philly.
No. And it's like, I guess in Philly, it's like it's hot and cold. You know, when they're winning, people are pretty much ready to lay off of him. But when the Phillies lose, and you see it now because the Phillies are in the first place. They've already clinched their division.
The first team in baseball to clinch.
Exactly. So but when they're down, it's like you would think that this is the Marlins or the Nationals or something. When the Phillies lose, they're ready. The pitchforks are out. So I'm just wondering,
it's not that bad here with the pitchforks, but I mean, it's not a lot of love lost for Dave Roberts. I think that what's strangely enough, I was talking about Kershaw as much as Kershaw has imploded over the years in the playoffs, the fans love him. He's endeared. Roberts is not endeared, but he's not hated either. It's just not as close as to somebody being under heat as you can be in LA. Dave Roberts is that, but he won the world. I think last year bought him another 5 or 6 years. He won the World Series the way they did it because the pitching staff. It's the opposite of what it is now. They basically won the World Series based on their bullpen last year. And this year, their starting pitching is starting to get back to what it should be, but the bullpen is terrible. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage this postseason. And I'm hoping to come home for that NLDS. If the Phillies take care of business and the Dodgers take care of business, I hope I get my Philly-LA series.
Well, there you go, you know.
So how much... So looking at it like that, does it feel like there's almost like the pressure off the Dodgers going into the playoffs this year? Like they could just relax and play? Or is it like it would be in Philly where you better win?
I feel like the pressure is less in Philly if you win. You know, like, because the Dodgers, like, we know we're gonna be back here next year. You know, Philly, it's not the same. Like, they don't have, you know, that Magic Johnson money or whatever. Although John Middleton's been spending money, but at some point, like this year, I was listening to WIP actually a few days ago. It was after they clinched, and they were like, "Well, John Middleton has spent money, but like, I don't think he's going to keep spending the money like this." Whereas LA, you're going to keep spending money. So in Philly, this has to be the year. Where in LA, we got Ohtani for 10 years. We can sign anybody. They can trade you. Like, the Dodgers will perpetually be a contender. the Phillies have a cap on it, and it's whenever Harper, Schwarber, if they resign him, all those questions are there. This could be it. The Dodgers, you got another 7-year window.
So like the George Steinbrenner Yankees type of
it's pretty much what it is. It's the perpetual contenders.
Well, I hear you on that. Well, look, let's switch gears. Let's talk a little pigskin for a couple of minutes while we got you. Eagles, Rams. So you say you want to come out here for that Phillies series. So that means you're not going to be coming out here for the Rams?
No, I'm not coming. I didn't come out for the snow game last year. However, I kind of was upset the way the seedings went because I would have come out for the NFC Championship game. But I wasn't coming out for the divisional game. Actually, it was pretty weird for me watching that game because as a Philadelphia sports fan, but as a LA journalist, I was thinking, well, if the Eagles win, I had to pay money to go see them to play. If the Rams would have won, I would have had an NFC Championship game. LA, where I'm getting paid to be at the NFC Championship game, so I had conflicted emotions because I flew home. I ended up flying home for the NFC Championship game. I paid like a lot of money, but I would have been making money had the Rams would have. But in the end,
the Eagles won, so it made it all good though, right?
I guess, but my pockets were like a lot lighter when I could have had fat pockets, But I'm okay. I'm happy. There was a win. This is all a win-win for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a win-win.
All right. Well, help us make out help us make out the Rams, because I feel like once upon a time they were a team really that was built to win. Now they won. And you kind of thought there was going to be a huge, like a tail off, like coming back to earth. But there they are in the divisional round with a chance to win. The Eagles pulled away in the game last year, but still, that was, for a while that game was competitive. Like what to make? I'm not sure what to make of the Rams.
What to make of the Rams? I think the Rams are outside of the Packers. Well, let me say this. Before the season began, I thought the Rams, well, I'll just say what my prediction was and is. I predict the Rams to go to the Super Bowl, and I picked them over the Eagles in the NFC Championship game this year. And the reason why I said that is because the Rams got better. They got Devontae Adams. Basically, you replace Cooper Kupp with a better receiver in Devontae Adams. And their schedule is not hard. Eagles have a gauntlet to get through. So Eagles are going to play good football. The Eagles are going to be there. They're not quality. You can say maybe the secondary is a little bit lighter without Slay, but the Eagles are still what they are. Like this is pretty much the same thing. They didn't get better. It's the same team. Plus the schedule is harder. So that means I have them down for even if they win on Sunday, I have them down for less wins this year, which means the Rams, if they do what I expect them to do, would host the NFC Championship game. And I think the Rams, without the snow, beat them. I don't think the Rams win on Sunday, though. I think the Eagles are still in that championship form, and the Rams are still building. Young players on defense. They have Jared Verse, obviously a star on defense, star defender over there for them. Still young secondary for the Rams. But their defense kind of is their backbone. The Rams play really good complementary football. When the defense makes a great play, the offense strikes and scores and do what they need to do. Like they beat the Texans 14-9. Now the Texans have a good defense, so what could you really say? That's a game where you really don't know. It's the first game of the season, and then this week they took care of the Titans like they should have. They blew them out. The offense was good. This is going to be a good test for both teams, I think. I think the Eagles will win, but I think the Rams are not far off. And then if this was at SoFi, I would have the Rams winning.
So last year, these two teams played twice. And in those matchups, Saquon was able to do some very Saquon things.
Yes.
And
yes. I was at the game in LA.
And as talented as the Rams defense is, it seems like they struggled with the sheer size and athleticism of the Eagles' offensive line. How do you think they adjust for that and attack that this year?
I don't know. I think this is how I think the answer to that is 8 in the box and let Dallas Goedert go crazy. I mean, I think that's like I'm not you can't let Devontae and AJ go crazy. So if I'm the Rams, I'm going to put 8 in the box. Dallas Goedert, you got it. You can nickel and dime your way down the field, and let's see what happens in the red zone. And to me, that's how I look at it. That's the only because Saquon's. What you going to do?
That's a scary thing because you say, all right, put 8 in the box. We'll let Dallas Goedert do his thing. We'll let see if they dink and dunk, and kind of inch their way through. But we just got through a week where the entire league is in turmoil because of this terrible tush push play that's ruining football. And I feel like if that is going to be the Rams' strategy, that's going to lead to more opportunities. You're going to see more of it this upcoming week. Have they talked about tush push, brotherly shove, whatever they call it in LA, and how do the Rams stop that?
You don't stop it, but I think Tom Brady just screwed the Eagles though, because the issue is now, are they doing it legally? As long as because the question you could ask, if they were offsides or if they false started 7 times, could they actually convert the play as much as they successfully do if they aren't doing it without penalties? Like if they play clean, is the tush push as effective? Does it go from 98% to 88%? You know what I'm saying? Like I still think they're the masters at it. And I think most teams in general are pretty good at quarterback sneaks. So it's going to be a high percentage rate no matter what. But 98% is insane. So I think there's going to be eyeballs. And I think the Rams were one of the teams that were against it in general in the owners' meeting. So I'm sure this is going to be a big test for the tush push, particularly after the Brady scrutiny on Sunday.
Well, after this Sunday, let's be honest, the false start thing, that was a real thing against the Chiefs.
That's a problem. You got exposed.
Tyler Steen specifically was going early at that right guard position multiple times, and they have to clean that up because if the ref decides to blow the whistle, there's nothing we can really argue on that.
And the ball's over the line too. The ball, like, how's the ball over the line of the game? Like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like,
we see centers adjust that ball all the time. I'm not going to harp on that one too much. Almost every center tries to scoot the ball a little forward every time. So, that's just that gamesmanship. But the false start, that's a real problem that we do have to clean that up. And I expect our own O-line coach to be Jeff Stoutland to be on top of that this week in practice.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the clock. I know we got to get you out of here soon. How do you see this week's game playing out?
I think the Eagles show championship fortitude. I think the Rams hit them for some big plays, which is going to be pretty scary. I think the Rams hit them down the field because the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL in the early going with big plays. I think there's going to be a lot of gashes for like 30, 40 yards, leading to some big drives. So I see the Rams scoring points, but I don't think it'll be consistent points. But when they do, it's going to be big in big doses. So I'll say 24 points. Can the Eagles get to 27? I think that's like what was the final against the Cowboys? It was similar. What was the final?
24-21.
Yeah, the Eagles really haven't had to put up points yet. I think this is a game they'll have to put up points, and I'll go Josh Elliott. Elliott wins. Jake Elliott, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the news anchor. Jake Elliott wins for the Eagles. 27-24 is my final.
27-24. I hear you, man. All right, real quick, man. How can people reach you? How can people get in contact with you?
Timothy Parker TV on X, on Instagram. Follow me. I don't know what my TikTok is, but X and Instagram is Timothy Parker TV. Y'all catch me out there, man, and hopefully I'll be home for some Red October. And if the Dodgers take care of business, I'll be there home for Red October and October 4th. 3rd.
Oh man, that's gonna be all right, man. Because I haven't hung out with you in a long time, man. Back in the day, you know, Tim and I used to work together at Comcast Sportsnet, and he'd jump in the car with me, and we'd drive home and do Best in the World that afternoon after the morning show. After we did Breakfast on Broad, and he'd jump in the car with me. We drive home and do a podcast.
The Emmy award-winning Breakfast on Broad, and let me say that show could have had so much more potential if it was on regular Comcast Sportsnet. It's like putting First Take on ESPNU.
Man, I see you about to start something, but I'm not going to take the bait, but I will say this, man.
Okay.
You absolutely right about that. And do you remember that week they did try to put us on Comcast Sportsnet?
Did the ratings soar?
We did good ratings, but it was a terrible week in sports. They moved us to the Comcast Sportsnet, and that Monday they were going to do it for a whole week. And that Monday, Ed Snyder died.
Yeah.
And that set the tone. Right. That set the tone for the whole week.
It wasn't a true show. What we do, yeah. We had depression on Broad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Saddest week of the sports year. And then you think about all the sports that we covered when that show was on the air.
Bad. They were all bad.
They were all
total opposite yeah.
That was the beginning of the process.
Sam Bradford. Are you kidding? Like Sam, like, oh my God. Mark Sanchez.
The beginning of the process. That was the after the playoff Chip Kelly. That was the late great Ryan Sandberg Phillies. And the Craig Berube,
Michael Franco was the next thing. Michael Franco was the next greatest thing since sliced bread.
Michael Franco, man.
Yeah, it was rough, man.
You might as well have said John Mayberry or Don Brown.
The best things going in sports was the Taney Dragons with Monet Davis and Villanova. That's all we had.
Yeah.
That's all we had. Tim Parker, has been great talking to you, good brother, man.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time out and hollering at us, spending a couple minutes with us, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, from Spectrum News 1 in Southern California, that is my man, Tim Parker, man. Always good to talk to him, man.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. Too bad, he's got the weather out there at least to enjoy it. Too bad they had to deal with Philly all week, but he's got the weather.
Yeah, I'm sure they hating us right. They hating us out there right now.
Like last weekend was a rough weekend for Kansas City. This week's a rough week for LA.
Hey, look, somebody's got to lose these games, and just hopefully it's not us.
Like, who's scheduling this stuff? Did you notice that last weekend we had a series with Kansas City Royals and the Phillies, and the Eagles had the Chiefs. And
they're trying to make it easy for these sports departments, so they don't have to do a lot of traveling. And you can interact with the same person. Even us as podcasters, we could talk to one guy about two different sports and two different teams.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, look. Let's take a real quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll talk some Eagles right here on the ground. Oh, see, force of habit.
Too much.
I am working too much. Right here on the Jonesy and Brown Show. That's Mike Jones. I'm John Brown.